On table number 1, representing China, LIN Shidong and kuaiman. Representing England, PITCHFORD. And representing Wales, HURSEY.
Such a fantastic way to begin. It's the mixed doubles round of 64. The top seeds in the entire competition, LIN Shidong and kuaiman, taking on Liam Pitchford and HURSEY. The Chinese partnership taking on a combination from England and Wales, respectively, and not for the first time. More on that in due course. But what about them in this best of 5 games doubles format? We look at the bronze medalists from the 2023 World Championships, 2-time World Youth Championship winners. They have actually contested a meeting before, and it was a hugely entertaining one. The rankings make utterly clear that Lin and Kuai are the favourites. But when they met at the Star Contender in Lanzhou in 2023, the English and Welsh partnership had a 2-1 advantage. Congratulations to all of the officials who are in charge of matches at these World Table Tennis Championships. They've reached the top of their profession, just to see these athletes have reached the top of their profession. We wish everyone the best of fortune. And we'll now have the first toss of the coin.
Green for you, yellow for you. Yellow. Receive. Which side of the table? Who will start first? PITCHFORD. Who will receive first? Kuai.
The top seeds winning the toss of the coin and electing to receive. It is my great pleasure to be alongside Fraser Riley for this contest. Fraser, well, this is not too bad a way to begin the World Table Tennis Championships. This could be a very tough encounter for the top seeds.
Well, if it's going to be anything like their last meeting, absolutely right. What a pleasure it is to be here, Ollie, at this historic Worlds, the 58th edition. And, well, we have the world #1 pairing in action here against HURSEY and Liam Pitchford. You touched upon the fact that they've met once before. What a close match it was.
Hugely entertaining as well. And one wonders what both of these partnerships will have learned from the experience, because the English and Welsh pair were just 1 game away from victory at the Star Contender in Lanzhou. Then we saw the comeback from Lin and Kuai, and it's no great surprise they have become masters at winning competitions, over a dozen tour titles together. So now the dust has long settled on that match, a couple of years down the line. I wonder what we'll see this time.
It's a good question, and it's very, very tense already here on the main table. I mean, Liam Pitchford, the most senior player at the table. His trajectory has been fascinating in the last few years. HURSEY, most notably, winning her first senior WTT title recently in Manchester, and the European Under-21 Championships title as well. She's really improved. So for me, it's about Pitchford. I think HURSEY will be the anchor, he will be the slinger. Could he get that backhand into play? We've seen him take out many top Chinese stars, most notably Ma Long and Xu Xin in the past. So he will be very, very studied by the Chinese national team.
And as we look to see how they combat Liam Pitchford, we ourselves study the format of this fascinating event, the World Table Tennis Championships Finals Doha 2025. 2,000 ranking points for the winners of the doubles title, but something more than the ranking points. Just a little thing we call immortality, the chance to write your name into sporting history and to be that which almost nobody will ever accomplish, champion of the world. This is the big one. And this is a big test for Lin and Kuai. No question. Is there an argument to be made that it's actually really good for the top seeds to have a hard contest in their opening round?
I think it is. Look, if you can get over this, then it puts you in good stead mentally. And from the perspective of the Brits, if you're going to want to play Lin Shidong and kuaiman, it's at the first hurdle when they're quite cold, not yet had any matches here on the main table. So it's as clear as mud, really, isn't it?
And that's just how we like it. Now, the fan vote, you have very much come down on one side of the table, which is to say that Lin and Kuai are going to be victorious. 86% of you. And thank you so much, all of you taking part in the fan vote, and all of you joining from wherever in the world you call home. You are warmly welcomed to Doha. Warm is the right word. It is a rather toasty old day in this part of the world. Very pleasant conditions in the arena. I've got the climate just right, and now it is time for the World Championships to begin.
PITCHFORD to serve, 0-0.
Well, there we go, straight away.
It's so difficult to read where PITCHFORD's going to go with that backhand. It's so wristy, produces an immense amount of quality. Nice shot tolerance, good control from HURSEY there.
1-1.
It's insane, isn't it, that PITCHFORD has Lin Shidong as well in the men's singles round of 128.
He doesn't have the most pleasant of draws.
1.
But actually, you could say that about either of them, because it's not a pleasant prospect for Lin.
That's absolutely right. It's a good start from both partnerships here. HURSEY in the point before played a lovely forehand flick. PITCHFORD's there wasn't bad either. Well read from Kuai and Lin.
Three, two.
It is very much the start of the contest that we anticipated. Quite tight. And quite tense, as you would expect it to be on the first day of play at the World Table Tennis Championships. You're watching the opening game in the mixed doubles round of 64, the opening round. The 2025 ITTF World Table Tennis Championships finals at the Lusail Sports Arena in Doha, Qatar. Oh, what a nice point, what good movement from the Chinese partnership.
Yeah, they're so dynamic there. Coach Xiao Zhan in the corner for them in yellow. We mentioned that the backhand of Liam PITCHFORD is a real outstanding trademark shot. What about Lin Shidong's? I mean, the sweet spot on it. He has absolutely mastered the timing on that stroke. It's so compact, so powerful. HURSEY's there. Acceleration was spot on, and despite kuaiman being so strong at playing the parallel forehand, she couldn't do it there.
The young player, Anna HURSEY, 18, from Carmarthen, a small town in the southwest of Wales that claims to be the oldest town in Wales. Won't start that argument. There are a lot of places that claim to be the oldest town in Wales, but it certainly was a Roman settlement. Her stature, her profile in the game is growing and growing and growing, and she comes into this in great form, having won the European Under-21 title a matter of days ago.
Yeah, she beat Veronica Matronina, who's facing Sunying Shah in the women's singles. She's won something like 4 or 5 events on the bounce, Anna HURSEY, so she will really feel like she belongs out here now. Won't be as starstruck playing against the #1 Brit, Liam PITCHFORD, someone who many youngsters in our part of the world look up to, someone who's been a real trailblazer. Someone who I mentioned before has proved that you can beat the Chinese, as difficult as it is.
And we remind ourselves that these two young players, because they are very young players from the People's Republic of China, won the bronze medal at the 2023 World Championships. Tough one to take, difficult height. Great reach from Pitchford before.
Yeah, that was an incredible bit of shot making from both partnerships. Pitchford there, wow. And kuaiman just getting back on ball. Look how lofty that was. HURSEY had a big compound movement to make. Great stuff here, but you were just touching upon their previous results, Ollie. This is their second World Championships together, isn't it, as a pair? LIN Shidong will be playing his first campaign in men's singles. Quite surprising, kuaiman wasn't selected for the women's singles.
When one considers how well she's been playing, the results that she's achieved in the regular season events across the WTT Tour.
7-10.
We arrive at the first sequence of game points at these World Table Tennis Championships. And indeed, the opener is secured at the first time of asking. 11-7 to Lin and KUAI. But a tough opening game for them.
Yeah, that was a really strong game there from HURSEY and Pitchford. Just a couple of things there at the end that went awry, but look, they'll have positives to take from that. Let's see what happens next. Best of 5 match, as it will be throughout all of the doubles campaigns.
A little bit quicker, but like in this combination you can be closer when she's playing, but when he's playing, which makes it slightly better. So they're ready. For me, it's like short when we can. I think against both they don't do so much. Deep out against her or straight back.
One gets the sense of quite a lot upon which to reflect for both sets of players as we now go into game number 2. An engrossing start. Hope you're enjoying it all so far. What a lovely way to begin these World Championships.
1-0.
So subtle, kuaiman and LIN Shidong, aren't they? They come in inside the table with an open racket face. Tough to anticipate whether they're going to touch short or push long. Oh,
what a take.
That was scintillating, wasn't it? You know, you've done something special when you get Xiao Zhan on his feet. The Chinese coach, known as the man to create Grand Slam champions. He was Zhang Jike's personal coach. Jike, the man who won the men's singles at the World Championships in 2011 on his debut, and in 2013.
4-0.
Totally different feel to the start of game number 2 compared to game number 1. They were going point for point a game ago, and now it's looking comfortable early on in the second.
5-0.
Sometimes it happens that players will win a tight first game and then race away with the second. So the pressure is now on for Pitchford and HURSEY to get back into this.
This is what can happen, you know, it's like prodding the bee's nest when you take the Chinese close. Flawless start here. There's just no leeway, no room for forgiveness. Anything a little bit lukewarm is going to get punished in the blink of an eye. Look at the quality on that touch there from kuaiman. It's worth noting as well that the Chinese have the advantageous lefty-righty combination. It's advantageous because when you have a lefty and righty at the table, you can easily get your forehand into play without having to make space for your partner.
If you are not a left-right combination, how do you work together to prevent encroaching on each other's space? Is it a matter of communication?
It's a matter of communication, and you have to be really, really aggressive against this particular type of partnership. Otherwise, KUAI and LIN will be able to play the ball into the player who has just played the shot. Of course, it has to alternate in doubles.
2-9.
This is very comfortable for LIN and KUAI. 2 further points required for a 2-game advantage.
9.
Came back with some ferocity, didn't it?
That was an excellently timed and placed ball there from Anna HURSEY. Right into the crossover section of kuaiman. The left-hander's left pocket. No space to work with there.
Left. Not vertical. 9-3.
Nice feeling there from Liam Pitchford. He caressed that ball beautifully. There was so much spin loaded up there. He absorbed it. Really, really relaxed with his grip off the angle. One of the best shots of the match so far.
4-10.
When one considers the extraordinary experience Pitchford has, the 11 Commonwealth Games medals that he's won. But nonetheless, another sequence of game points. And that is one
5,
very tidily
10.
saved, but there's some way still to go for the partnership of HURSEY and Pitchford.
A combo there, half long serve, brushed up by kuaiman.
Oh,
11-5.
fabulous shot down the
Game
line of the
to LIN
table
KUAI.
to take it 11-5. The second game is with the higher ranked partnership, and they are looking in full control. Beautiful forehand.
How do you get the perfect blend between being powerful and being smooth? Look at kuaiman there. She's just answered your question.
Against her now, or this
11-7 in the first, 11-5 in the second.
Open up, go on the elbow there a little bit. Without thumping always.
Who will start first?
The top-ranked partnership out there, just one game away from securing the opening
Third
victory
game.
of their quest to become the champions of the
Pitchford
world.
to serve. 0-0.
What response now from these two? There's an enormous amount to
1-0.
like about the partnership of HURSEY and Pitchford, a sense that great things are going to come for them, the way they work together.
1-1.
They show a lot of potential. I think that their timing's fantastic. HURSEY, with her stability, you know, she's so textbook. She spent a couple of years training in China full time, so she's taken many leaves out of their book. Pitchford as well, with his shot-making ability, but Pitchford has a bit more of a unique stature and style, offers quite a lot of flair, and that pairs well with the power of HURSEY.
3-1.
She moved to Tianjin to pursue full-time the sport of table tennis. She's also somebody with a great social conscience. Anna HURSEY, a United Nations ambassador for climate change in sport.
3-2.
Smart shot selection there from HURSEY. She didn't panic, knowing that she had time on the ball, should I say. She understood that there was no divine right for her to finish. She invested in a spin shot, that landed surprisingly shallow, making life very difficult for LIN Shidong, who was waiting for something that never fully came through. Good peripheral vision from HURSEY.
3, 4.
Could hear Pitchford evaluating that after he'd played it. Difficult serve to work with.
4, 4.
There's such an impressive
4,
maturity
5.
about KUAI and LIN, and the timeout now has been called very sensibly, considering that an early advantage has been eradicated. So the English and Welsh combination just wanting to pause proceedings.
If it's straight or go cross, no problem. I think just they try to play it, as you said, they try to play it forward. And just get over the whole of the table. This one can also go to the middle of this one. Or if you have time, just wait a little bit and try and drop back. Continue. I mean, you're getting hands. I think. Continue. Okay, continue. Oh.
I don't know what your perspective is on this, Fraser, but from my observation, it looks almost as though LIN and KUAI have not even realised they're playing at the World Table Tennis Championships. They look utterly becalmed.
Yeah, unflappable, aren't they? Coming off that constant conveyor belt of class that is the Chinese national team.
Now we're going to head right down to the field of play, to Gavin Maguire, who's got some interesting observations. Gavin, what are your thoughts?
It's very
6,
down
5.
here on court side, but I have to say, Pitchford is the one that is just getting pushed back from the table a little bit more than the Chinese pair, dominating up front. I think John Murphy down here has been telling them that they have to try to be a little bit more expansive, try to stay close to the table and dominate the rallies.
Fascinating, thank you so much for that. Gavin Maguire down right by the table. Very interesting perspective, and Gavin knows extremely well all that John Murphy has brought to working particularly with Liam Pitchford. And John Murphy has been highly complimentary of the way that Liam Pitchford is playing at the moment under his stewardship. He says that it's the best that he's seen him play.
Yeah, and with Anna as well. You know, he was in the corner for her when she won the recent European Under-21 Championships.
9,
They are playing well here, Pitchford and HURSEY. Sometimes the scoreboard can be misleading. They're just up against a pair, like Gavin touched upon, that time the ball so early and are so seemingly unaffected by spin variation. You are
10,
just
5.
discombobulated.
Look at where we are. Suddenly it was 4-2 to HURSEY and Pitchford, and now 5 match points.
6, 10.
How well saved. What
7,
a bold
10.
match point to play.
Went for broke, why not? All cards on the table there from Pitchford. Look at this. Inside out forehand.
They've really
10,
played the last few
8.
points tremendously. A long way still to go,
Timeout.
but yes, interesting that LIN and KUAI are opting for the timeout now. Now they need a moment just to settle themselves. Wisely chosen to halt proceedings.
They play good ball, but even we can take it. Now this was the right flick. We have to take a chance, and you can make it. What do you think, you?
just to remind you of the world rankings, as if you needed reminding that those two, Lin and Kuai, are at the top of the leaderboard. Just a slight narrow advantage there, almost 6,000 points to the 3,000 points of those in second place. Yes, they haven't had too bad a spell lately, and they are showing it at the table. That's the most important thing. Come to the World Championships, play like the top-ranked partnership out there. It is match point. So far, so good for HURSEY and PITCHFORD in terms of how they've dealt with the 5 match points, but they must deal with 2 more.
10, 8.
Job number 1 is done. Lin Shidong and Kuaiman have won their first round contest at the World Championships, the top-ranked partnership in mixed doubles in the world, and they have started imposingly with a good win over Anna HURSEY and Liam Pitchford of Wales and England, respectively. 11-7, 11-5, 11-8. There were tests, certainly tests from HURSEY and PITCHFORD, but we saw real maturity and composure from Lin and Kuai.
That was a fantastic performance. Sometimes you see a few nerves, even with the Chinese, at the first hurdle of an event of this stature. Not here, though. 3 straight game win, and the Chinese go through, where they'll face either Simon Gozi and Pratika Pavard, or Patrick Franziska and the Net Kaufman. That's going to be an interesting all-European clash just below this in this bracket.
Confirmation of the win by 3 games without reply, 11-7, 11-5, 11-8, in just 20 minutes of playing time. Kuaiman and Lin Shidong, the top-ranked partnership in the world, are victorious over Anna HURSEY and Liam Pitchford. Great effort, though, from HURSEY and Pitchford. Next, we bring you a meeting for the first time between Lisa Gear of New Zealand and Shin Yu Bin of the Republic of Korea. Tough test for the New Zealander as she takes on the world number 10. The setting is the Lusail Sports Arena, and you're warmly invited to the Doha 2025 ITTF World Table Tennis Championships Finals. For every single one of these competitors, it is an enormous accomplishment to make it to the World Championships. They all deserve the plaudits